You need entrepreneurial discipline to be able to objectively look at your business, put your emotions aside, and go, what is not serving my business model? And if it's not serving my business model, I have to cut it. All right, guys, ever since we started the vlog here on my channel, we are getting a lot of feedback from you guys telling us that you like the inside look into my life, the inside look into our businesses. And since the Bedros Keuilian show is all about money, meaning, and self-mastery, I feel one of the best things I can do is talk to you about money and how to make money. And many of you are entrepreneurs or on your way to becoming entrepreneurs by starting a side gig. And so how do you start thinking about scaling your business? That's what we're going to talk about today. So let's jump in. When you're thinking about scaling your business, there's several things you have to factor. You have to think about the competition. What is my competition doing? How can I do things differently? What's happening in other industries? What can I steal or borrow from other industries and apply it to my business to have a distinct advantage over my competitors, right? So I want to give you 3 specific examples that we use to scale businesses. And then at the very end of this video, I'm going to give you something very profound that's going to give you it's going to blow your mind. And what I mean by that is you're going to have to understand, why am I scaling? Is it for me? What's the end goal? Because some people, when they scale, they end up actually getting stuck into a business and handcuffed into a business that's making them money, but is not giving them the lifestyle and the freedom they want. So let's dive into it. So to me, scaling is all about taking a business to the next level, specifically in the form of profits. I know so many companies, hell, you've probably heard of companies where as they get bigger, they actually have more expenses, more operating costs, higher payroll, more rent, more marketing expenses, and yeah, they're making more revenue, but profit is lower. And at the end of the day, if we're not making enough profit, what exactly are we doing, right? Because profits feed the family, revenue feeds the ego. So we're not looking to make additional revenue if it doesn't feed the profit, the bottom line. So let's jump into it. The first example that I want to give you about a person scaling, and you might actually connect with this because it's not a big company, it's an individual. My coaching client, her name is Snej. She's got this awesome gym in Brea, California. Has a really good clientele and does well for herself. But Snej also realized about a year ago that, you know what? I think I'm ready to take my business online as well. In other words, her desire to scale was to add an additional income stream so that if in the future there's another pandemic type thing and gyms have to shut down, she will not have to suffer financially because she'll have an additional income stream. She's like, hey, I want to keep my business running. And she joined my Domination Year coaching program. And she's like, what do I do to keep my business running, my brick and mortar gym, but also to scale? Now, let me give you the numbers that she's done. She's been a coaching client of mine for the last 10 months. So she hasn't completed her Domination Year program yet, but she had 0 coaching clients online, and she was making $0 from her online coaching business. Today, she's doing over $600,000 now. She's done over $600,000 in the last 10 months in revenue, 60% of that being profits. So when you think about that, in the last 10 months, just from her online coaching business, she's done $600,000, 60% of that is profits. Now you're thinking like, dude, that's like $350,000, $370,000 like to take home. Like, I could fuck with that, right? Who couldn't? So let's talk about the model where we use with Snej. So she's got her gym, and the first thing you're gonna do, if your goal is to scale a business, you have to understand, if you're gonna scale this one business, that's cool. You could scale this business because you're in it, you're managing it, and you could be in charge of how many more clients you get. Maybe you're gonna open up bigger square footage, right? So imagine if she came to me and says, hey, I just want a bigger square footage. I'm gonna take my 3,000 square foot gym or 4,000 square foot gym. I'm gonna make it a 6,000 square foot gym. What do I need to do to scale this and make more money? But that's not what she wanted. She wanted to keep this thing operating without her, right? In other words, automating this business, the gym. And then when you are automating it, that means you have to have a great leader, you have to have great staff, and you have to have great systems, right? When you have a great leader running your gym, you don't have to think about it. You can now parlay your time, energy, and effort into the next business that you're gonna launch. So she's got a great leader in place now. We made sure that that leader knows exactly what winning looks like, the vision of that gym looks like, and we were able to parlay her out here. And she's got great systems, sales systems, marketing systems, retention systems, result systems that kept this business growing while she also grew her online coaching business, right? And she grew her online coaching business by first building a brand. Like, you have to brand, you have to build a personal brand. Like when you build a personal brand, you start getting an audience. When you have an audience, that audience is going to know, like, and trust you. If the audience knows, likes, and trusts you, and you are an expert or an authority on a topic, then they will buy from you. So first she built a brand and she took time to put out content. That's the cool thing about having money coming in here from your first business, is you can take a few months to build an Instagram and YouTube channel, right? Where you can just build a brand, give a lot of great content, give a lot of how-to information, and build the Goodwill bank account before you start asking for money. That's what she did. I had her build her personal brand by putting out great content twice a day, every day. And then we started asking for sales. And now when we're asking for sales, what are we doing? Well, we're moving them to a DM conversation, right? We're moving them to two places, to a DM conversation. These sales go to a DM conversation where she will qualify them to see if they have the desire to get fit and if they have the financial capacity to afford her coaching program, her online coaching program. If the answer is yes and yes, then she gets on the phone with them and closes them on a coaching program. And so that's how we went from $0 at month number 1 to over $600,000 now as she's on month number 10. So that's one way to scale a business in terms of she's still a coach, she's a fitness coach, but she does it brick and mortar style in Brea, California as a local business. She also does it online by building a personal brand and then asking for sales, moving them to a DM conversation, and is now doing $600,000, has done $600,000 in sales. In 10 months, she'll probably end up wrapping up around $750,000 by the time the year is over. With 60% profit margins, that is a great business model. Now think about this. If she wanted to also create a third business, as long as that third business was gonna operate in the fitness space, right? She can now automate this, still be the face of it, just like she's the face of the gym, but her third business, maybe it's an apparel line, maybe it's a supplement line, could end up parlaying this brand and this audience as well. I'm gonna talk to you about scaling a different type of business, which is what Fuel Hunt did. So as you know, I'm a business partner, a co-owner of Fuel Hunt, right? I'm a co-owner of Fuel Hunt. I'm not a founder. Joey and Drew are founders of Fuel Hunt. And Fuel Hunt is apparel that's made in the United States and it's for the hardest workers in the country. Like if you're one of those people that like to grind, that have grit, that are not afraid of hard work, Fuel Hunt is for you. And it is a brand that's made right here in the United States, dirt to shirt. However, they were like, dude, we can't figure out what to do because our shirts, like any kind of shirt business, right? When you're selling apparel, it's a transactional business. Think about that. When you're selling apparel, you have a transactional business. So it's a, one-time sale. So now that we have a one-time sale, sure, there might be some upsells in the funnel, right? If you're using Shopify, you might say, hey, you got this shirt, you also want to add that shirt. You got this shirt, you want to add these warm-ups. You got these shirts and warm-ups, you want to add a hat. But at the end of the day, it's a one-off transaction. It's a transaction until that customer comes back through email marketing or social media marketing and buys again. We don't have more revenue from that customer. And so to change things for Fuel Hunt, we created something called the Fuel Hunt Rise. Number one, Fuel Hunt Rise creates recurring revenue, right? So now a business that only had a transactional model has recurring revenue in it, where they pay once and they keep paying month to month for the value that they're receiving. So we took a business that was a one-time sale model, and it still is a one-time sale model, meaning you can go to fuelhunt.com, buy one shirt, and I like that shirt, or I like those shorts, or I like that rash guard, and go on about your day. However, Fuel Hunt, the mission is to get people on the Fuel Hunt Rise program. The Fuel Hunt Rise program is this. So it's $30 a month. And with $30 a month, you not only get the largest discount available that Fuel Hunt is willing to offer out there publicly, right? So Fuel Hunt Rise members get the largest discount available, number one. Number two, they also get access to early drops. So when they're putting out new shirts, new shorts, new rash guards, Fuel Hunt members get access to the early drops, and that's a pretty cool thing. The third thing is every week, they're part of a community, a live coaching program where Joey and Drew will bring experts in via Zoom to teach on mindset, on communication, on discipline, on business, on having a better fucking life, right? So it becomes a community. By creating a community aspect that is now $30 a month, The members get value through the ongoing weekly education that's live. They get a discount code that's larger than any discount code that Fuel Hunt puts out there, and they get access to early drops. All of a sudden, they are now scaling, and they're starting every month with a predictable amount of money committed to come in. So think about that. If you've got a business where you don't have a predictable amount of money committed to come in, most businesses that are transactional, you start the month at $0 and you're like, oh shit, we got to make our 100 grand, or we got to make our $1 million this month, right? Whatever your goal is for the month. Well, imagine if you have $50,000 already scheduled to come in because you've got enough members in your community paying a certain dollar amount for some value that they're getting, right? So think about this. Are you in an industry that is currently transactional? If it is currently transactional and you're like, how do I scale the transactional business? You might want to create a community for whatever, $19 a month, $30 a month, $99 a month. The value that you add determines how much you can charge per month. The more value that you add to the community members, the more you can charge, and therefore start off each month with predictable money scheduled to come in, which is a pretty cool thing. So this is the second way you can scale, right? We talked about how Snej scaled her fitness business, going from brick and mortar to online coaching, but keeping both of those going. Now here's how you can take a product business and that's transactional and turn it into a recurring MRR, monthly recurring revenue business as well, which then makes your income more predictable. Hey guys, quick interruption to the show. Let me tell you all about the Keuilian Wellness Shot. If you're like me and you care about your health, hydration, and building a strong immune system so you can stay active and you can get after it in life, then you want to try the Keuilian Wellness Shot. I used to take 11 different supplements in the morning, things like vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B12, echinacea, ginger, and a whole bunch more. Now it's all included in the Keuilian Wellness Shot. I want to send you a 30-day supply for 50% off. Just go to Keuilian.com, use the code word Bedros, my name, to get 50% off. You'll also get free shipping. You get a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, and $1 of every order goes to Shriners Children's Hospital. And when you use the code word Bedros and do the subscribe and save, which is a Keuilian Tribe program, every month you'll get a fresh supply of Keuilian Wellness Shots for an additional 20% off and free shipping, and $1 of every monthly order will go to Shriners Children's Hospital. So go to Keuilian.com, use code word Bedros, and take advantage of this amazing offer. Now back to the show. This third way is what we're doing in Keuilian supplements. So if you watch my show or you listen to my podcast, you know that we sell the Keuilian Wellness Shot, right? That's the main product that we sell, the Keuilian Wellness Shot. But if you go to Keuilian.com, you know that there's a slew of other products. Now, Keuilian is my newest company. It's 4 years old. And when we started Keuilian as a supplement company, like, let's face it, Keuilian, like most supplement companies, is a transactional business, right? This is a transactional business at its core. And if it's a transactional business, you're going to come to the website, Keuilian.com, buy one protein powder, buy one greens, buy one whatever, and then when you run out, come back and buy more. Now, what ends up happening? Well, you might forget to come back and buy more and end up buying more from your local supplement shop. You might end up going to Google and just saying, hey, where could I find some whey protein? And you buy the cheapest whey protein because maybe to you, grass-fed whey protein isn't a big deal. And you're like, I just want the cheapest whey protein out there. And so it's all based on transaction, right? So we were like, all right, how do we take this business of ours, Keuilian Supplements, and scale it faster? There's two things that we did, and I want to share it with you. Thing number one, you have to remember this. As a supplement company, we're like, all right, we're going to have proteins. We're going to have multivitamins. We're going to have fish oil. We're going to have the wellness shot. We're going to have the Everyday Fit, which is our hydration product. We're going to have greens. We're going to have plant-based protein. We're going to have the Sleep Well product, a product that helps you fall asleep better, right? We're going to have a energy product. And so look what happens. All of a sudden, you're like everything to everyone. And it's all transactional, which means we have to have a stock in all of this stuff. And by the way, things like Everyday Fit, things like protein, right? Plant-based protein, these things, the energy, these come in different flavors. So not only do you have different SKUs, but you also have to have different flavors, like 4 or 5 flavors of Everyday Fit, 3 flavors of protein, 2 flavors of the plant-based, 3 flavors of the energy. And so when you think about it, our warehouse begins to fill up with a lot of things. And so as we go back and we go, all right, how do we take a business that's transactional, that has a lot of SKUs, because typically a supplement company kicks off that way. What do we need to do to increase revenue, scale it, while decreasing overhead. So we went to the drawing board and we're like, can we begin to niche ourselves down? Instead of a supplement company, can we become a wellness company? Well, if the answer is yes, then we start getting rid of the energy. We start getting rid of fish oils. You can find fish oils anywhere. You can find vitamins anywhere. Now the product starts getting leaner. Then we start looking at everything and going, all right, what is making us money and what is costing us money? Well, the plant-based is not really making much money. There's not a lot of people buying plant-based protein, right? So then we go, can we cut that? You need entrepreneurial discipline to be able to objectively look at your business, put your emotions aside, and go, what is not serving my business model? And if it's not serving my business model, I have to cut it. Yes, maybe I'm emotionally attached to plant-based protein. Maybe I'm emotionally attached to the energy supplement that we have. But the reality is, do we really need it? No, we don't. And so as we began to pare down the products that we have less SKUs, but we start making more money. So as we started selling more of the things that people were naturally buying, we didn't have to waste our time and energy marketing and promoting all the other things like the multivitamins, the fish oils, the plant-based protein, and the energy formula, right? And in fact, we looked again and we're like, what else do we need to cut? Oh, the sleep product. Got it. So as we pared it down to 4 different SKUs, we realized very quickly that we're making more money, revenue goes up, higher profits, a more systemized and simpler marketing strategy, right? And you're ready for this? Because we're making more money and we have less SKUs, we could buy more of everything from the manufacturer, and therefore we get a lower cost per product, right? So let's say if we're paying our cost, let's say it's whatever, I think it's like $16 for the Keuilian protein powder, right? Now we might be paying $13 because we're buying more in quantity because we have the money. So sometimes scaling means paring down the things that you don't need and focusing on the things that really differentiate you and make you into what we are now. Instead of a supplement company, we're a wellness company. And then we decided to go all in on the wellness shot. And as you guys know, when you watch the BK show, whether you watch or listen to it on the podcast platform, we're running ads where you could use my name, Bedros, and get 50% off, right? You'll get 50% off your first order, plus free shipping, 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. If you don't like the product, just let us know. We'll give you your money back. And then proceeds, a portion of every order goes to Shriners Children's Hospital. Like, we created an irresistible offer around the wellness shot. And very similarly, like Fuel Hunt, Rise, we now added monthly recurring revenue here. So what we did here with Keuilian supplements to increase our revenue and to scale faster is we simplify the model in terms of what we're selling. It's all wellness stuff, number 1. Number 2, we added a recurring revenue model, wellness shot, because look, if you're gonna use the wellness shots anyway, you're gonna use them every single day. So why not make it irresistible for you to buy it and then join our Keuilian tribe? And now you're paying us on a recurring basis, and you're getting a discount, you're getting free shipping, and a portion of the proceeds go to Shriners Children's Hospital, so you know we're all doing a good thing together. And best of all, for us, we have thousands of members now on the Keuilian tribe using this. And we start every month, not at 0, which a transactional business starts every month at 0, not anymore. Because we are a recurring revenue business, we start the month with a lot of money in revenue scheduled to come in. But let me add one more thing to the scale factor. We also have people here at the corporate offices at Keuilian HQ, where once you get on board with the wellness shot, we want to introduce you to the next obvious thing, to the greens. And so we will do a follow-up call and say, hey, we're about to send you your second order of wellness shots for month number 2. Before we package that up, would you like us to send you a pack of greens for 30 days for another 50% discount? Right? Like, literally, someone's calling in to check in on you. 1, how do you like the wellness shots? Number 2, we're about to send your second order out to you. Can we add the greens, because these are the benefits of the greens, for 50% off and a unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee if you don't like the greens? If the answer is yes, we now increased, what did we increase? AOV, average order value. right? We increase the average order value. Now that person is getting both of these products every time they order. Now we might also offer them Everyday Fit. We might offer them the protein and have them on the entire product line on a recurring basis where they have the predictable product showing up at a discount with free shipping. Money goes to Shriners. And we know that we have an ongoing revenue model that's building and allowing us to increase revenue and increase profits. So I hope this really taught you 3 ways that you could scale a business, even if they are transactional, right? One of them was a service business, coaching, right? 2 of them was a product business, apparel, gear, and supplements, right? And oftentimes we think, well, this is my industry. In my industry, we don't do any kind of recurring revenue. That's why I said you have to sometimes look outside of different industries and go, what do we do in different industries? Remember, I started off with coaching programs, software, franchise, Fit Body Bootcamp. All these things have recurring revenue. Franchise has royalties, right, that we charge our franchisees. The coaching program has a monthly fee. Software has a subscription fee. And because of that, I looked at my other businesses and I said, can I bring some models, some elements from my other businesses into these businesses, the apparel, the supplement line, and true enough, it worked. So sometimes when you simplify, you scale. When you add recurring revenue, you increase profits and predictability, and that's what we want. Now, one last question. If you're thinking about scaling your business, you also have to ask yourself, what kind of lifestyle do I want? And what do I want from this business? Those 2 things you have to ask yourself. What kind of lifestyle do I want? And what kind of business do I want? What am I going to do with this business? If you're building a business to sell, well, then you better have a window. I'm going to sell it in 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and I want the valuation to be highest. And so you might actually go to a, get a valuation and go to a, M&A firm, mergers and acquisitions firm, and say, hey, look, if I were to sell my apparel line or my supplement company, what would you valuate it today? And what could I do to increase valuation over the next 3 years, right? And they go, well, if you did these things, added recurring revenue, had a more simpler line in terms of SKUs, and you did, had automated marketing systems, blah, 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 it would be worth more. They can go back and do that in your business. But oftentimes I see people starting businesses, and I'll give you a great example. Many, many years ago, I had a coaching client come to me, and he's like, dude, I own 1 gym and it's crushing. And I want to be able to scale my business, and I want to open 10 gyms. I was like, cool, we can do that. I can coach you how to open up 10 gyms. But first, let me ask you, what is the goal? What do you want to do with these 10 gyms? He's like, well, I want to make a lot more money for me and my family. I go, check, we can do that. And he goes, I want to have time freedom. Check, we can do that. However, how much money do you want to make? And he's like, well, I want to make $2.5 million. And I think I could do that with 10 gyms. I'm like, you do realize if you have 10 gyms, now you've got 10 different landlords, 10 different teams, 10 different marketing systems, right? 10 different sets of clients. What if we can make $2.5 million in gross revenue with 3 gyms, maybe 4 gyms? Have you thought of that? So instead of looking for the number of gyms you want, which is then going to take away from his lifestyle, he has to manage 10 gyms, 10 sets of employees, 10 sets of clients. He was actually able to do it with 4 gyms. Actually, we got him to $2.7 million in revenue and gross revenue in total with 4 gyms. That is not a bad thing, right? And the profits were exactly what he wanted because he only had 4 locations and not 10. He had more time freedom with his family. And so at the end of the day, you have to go into it with the mission in mind. And what is my mission? If your mission is time freedom or money, if the mission is time freedom and sell it, your mission might be, I don't give a crap about time freedom right now. I just want to sell, scale and sell as quickly as possible. Then you're going to have to go all in. But oftentimes y'all don't think about what the end goal is, and you don't realize whether this is going to be something I'm going to keep as a legacy business for my family and pass it along to my kids, or am I going to sell it? Am I going to scale it and keep it? Am I going to ultimately get some team members in charge so that I could step back and enjoy the time freedom? And if you don't go into it with what you want out of it, you'll find yourself handcuffed to the business, and while you're making decent money, you'll have no time freedom and lifestyle and experiences that you want in life. And at the end of the day, who the hell wants to be a highly paid slave? So thank you so much for watching this episode of How to Scale Your Business. I'll talk to you guys next time.